I hope you're all having a good day. What a day to be alive. It is, according to my car, 89 degrees right now. That is a miracle. Yesterday around this time it was 95. How am I this early? I don't know, you woke up at the same early time that I did. You woke up at the same early time that I did. Okay. Looks like there's going to be a bit of a wait over here. No big deal, no big deal. Good morning, Mr. Aaron. How are you? I hope you're enjoying yourself. There's a lot of news about Pelosi and the Xi Jinping thing. I really hope this doesn't wind up turning into a culture war thing where people who hate Nancy Pelosi, just to do the opposite of her, say she should not have gone there, she shouldn't have pissed off Xi for no reason. Like, it would suck if to own Nancy Pelosi, people started siding with Mr. Pencil Dick Authoritarian Communist. That would suck. But we'll see. One way to find out, right? Fuck, let's see. Can I do a very New York thing over here? We're gonna try to do a very New York thing. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. LJS? I don't know what that means, man. That's an acronym. Yeah, I agree with you, Aaron. The lack of of clear messaging. That seems to be a problem, and that appears to be a big issue when your president has Alzheimer's. Unfortunately, MX1. I've been putting a lot of thought into this morning. So 3 or 4 years ago, I quit drinking altogether. And I started thinking about when I started again. Excuse me. And I started drinking again around the time that I got that audit letter from New York State, with the implication that I'd owe them about $600,000. I can't blame I can't blame anybody but myself for the decisions that I make. I'd be bullshitting if I didn't say that things like that exacerbate the anxieties that already exist that kind of cause you to drink or to do things that you probably shouldn't. At the end of the day, it's my responsibility. But when I think about what I want to do, if I actually want to leave this place behind, like if I want New York State and New York City out of my mind completely, then, doing something that I started doing because of stress or anxiety related to the state or the city means that I haven't actually let New York State or New York City out of my head. It means that they kind of live there. Because if I'm being honest with myself, I keep a journal regularly. It helps me figure out when I'm bullshitting myself. Because it's I suggest everybody keep a journal because it makes it very easy to tell if you're bullshitting yourself. I'm very good at bullshitting myself. I started drinking again, around the time that I started focusing on that audit. It's really weird. My life went to a weird place in that time. I got an apartment in a town that has about 500 people in it, in a random state, just to be by a mountain and a lake. I started drinking again. I went out with this horribly, horribly toxic person that everybody in my life 7 years ago told me was a horribly toxic person. It's very weird because they called me the day that I got my audit letter too. The second audit letter, not the first one. So it was almost like bad things come together. And I've never thought to myself the next day, I am really happy that I got drunk yesterday. I've learned how to not have a hangover for a long time. I know how to avoid a hangover. Again, I still stand by my formula. My formula is eat a steak before drinking. Eat a steak before drinking. Drink a lot of water as you're drinking your alcohol. What's the third one? The third one is, and then do steady state cardio after your after you're done with your drinking session for about a half hour to an hour, and then when you wake up the next day, you will not have a hangover. I can proudly say that I have zero hangover. That shit works. Like, it's not just staying hydrated. Steady state cardio after you're done with your liquor, and eat a steak beforehand. Honestly, or at that point, you're good. Usually. I'm not a medical professional. I should just put that disclaimer in there so I don't get sued. But it's, But I thought to myself this morning, because I had a dream about this. If I continue to drink, am I giving New York City or state power over me? Because that's what caused me to start it again. Because there are numerous people in my family that are alcoholics, some of them that refuse to admit it. Like, I watched the way their life went as a result of refusing to ever admit it. And that I don't want to be that. Fuck that. I did really good for a long time, but I kind of let that. And like, I've actually crafted a situation for myself where even if New York State does try to bankrupt me, I'm kind of good. So like, if I'm going to move on from that, I should probably move on from the drinking too. Probably makes sense to move on from the drinking too. I kind of want to make a mental connotation that every time I feel like having a shot of liquor, I just think of Cuomo in my head. I think that may be the healthy way to look at it, or the incentive structure that I should create for myself. I noticed there's a lot of speed traps in Round Rock. You gotta really stay on your toes in this area. It's a nice looking place, but you know, they know how to make their money when you don't have a city or a state income tax. They know how to make their money. Thank you, Michelle. Hope you're having a lovely morning. I also say shit things while drunk. Like, I misgendered somebody yesterday. I know this is going to sound so liberal to say, but like, again, I don't. One of the things I've always said on this channel is that I just don't think being liberal versus conservative is like. I never thought that like being a good human being is political. Like, usually what I say if I can't tell the gender of somebody is, thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it. Like, I've learned to just change. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And to thank you, my friend, I really appreciate it. Like, yeah, technically they're not actually my friend, but who gives a fuck? 99% of the time when I say that, I'm talking to a gas station attendant or like the cable guy or like somebody I'm never gonna see again, you know? But I could see that it actually see a speed trap. Look at that, like in the middle of a ramp. Nice try. Anyway, there's a nice try. Yeah, you're gonna watch everybody pass me because I'm the only one paranoid enough to obey the speed trap. But I'm gonna obey the speed trap because I know how the state makes their money. Anyway, like I kind of felt bad about that because like it was one of the. It's not even like that I felt bad. You could see the look on their face when I said it, and it wasn't like I meant. It was just. It's like something that I just normally say. Like it wasn't. When I say thank you guys or whatever, I don't actually mean to gender you as guys, but it's like stupid shit like that. Oh, and the shower comment. That was a good one. The shower comment. That's something that comes out after 7 shots of 80 to 100 proof whiskey or liquor. So, like, I had a friend in high school. His name was Andre. He was the first friend that I made at in 9th grade. And Mr. Cudless plugging speakers and a battery in it so you could play music in it. He was a very loud and animated, but also self-deprecating guy. But very, very funny. He was fucking hysterical. And there's usually like 2 groups of people in the gym. You have one group of people that you have one group of people that are usually don't want to do jack shit, do the bare minimum because they don't want to sweat the rest of the day, and the other group that goes in as hard as they can to have some fun. And he would like occasionally bounce back and forth between the two. And when he would get to the showers, because it was a public school, nothing actually works in a public school, as you're probably aware if you went to school in New York City or New York State. He would scream at the top of his lungs in his animated way, "God damn it, motherfucker, I gotta take it in the fucking Puerto Rican shower." Now, what made this socially acceptable but also funny is the fact that he was Puerto Rican. So when he would say this was just him being his normal, self-deprecating, ridiculous self. When a Staten Island Guido says it, who's not Puerto Rican, it's not funny. Nor is it socially acceptable. It just sounds like me being a racist douche. Now, the part of your brain that tells you this is not socially acceptable or funny unless you are Puerto Rican is the part of your brain, one of the many parts of your brain that gets destroyed when you drink 5 to 7 shots of 80 to 100 proof liquor. My apologies to the guy that was offended by that. That's kind of a shitty thing to say. I wonder if they ever fixed the showers in my high school gym though. I would say like 75% chance they never fixed those showers. It sucks because if you actually did want to do anything at the gym, you couldn't. The gym, fine, you could go home and take a shower. If it was first period gym, you'd feel like shit for the entirety of your day. Wait, what do you... I don't want to be in express lane. Get out of here. Fucking Navigate on autopilot wants me to go bankrupt. Dude, I ain't giving Texas any more money than I have to. Hell no. Wait, what? There's no waiting. Sorry. Gym is an important subject while in school. Unfortunately, gym teachers are pretty much the people that, like all the gym teachers I ever had were people that just didn't want to do anything else. Like they wanted the easy job. And it really is. It's like you show up, you babysit for 40 minutes as kids like play basketball on their own, and that's it. There's nothing to it. Aaron, it wasn't even a joke. I literally just said, "Oh, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it." And like on second look, you could tell that the person was kind of like trying really hard to look like a woman. I'm like, oh, like I noticed it too late, and it's like, oh fuck. Usually I say like, thank you, my friend, or whatever, because like it's not like I have to give a fuck about whether I'm calling you my friend or an acquaintance or whatever. It's like, because I'm not gonna see you again anyway. I felt kind of shitty about that. My car does not have a Texas flag. The Puerto Rican shower joke was kind of fucked up, though. That was kind of fucked up. Like, the part of your brain that registers that is funny and socially acceptable when it's a Puerto Rican person saying it was gone. I'm gonna show you the best Mexican restaurants. I will happily check them out. My personal favorite of all time was Lucha Lucha, 283 Nostrand Avenue in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. I didn't have any Everclear there last night. The closest thing I found was there was this 80 proof Southern Comfort, and then there was this 100 proof other thing. I forget the name of it. Steve would remember the name of it. I forget the name of it. I actually forget most of my evening. And then I got an email from somebody that said at one point I was mentioning like an ex-girlfriend that I dated before Erica, and I'm like, you know what? I should probably pull this stream. Fuck that. No more drunk stream. I thought to myself, no more drunk streaming, and then I thought, you know what? Just no more. How about no more drunk? Like, how about that? What does this do for me? I crafted a plan for a life that solves every single one of my issues. I drove across the fucking country. I made my case, and I actually got it. Like, that's a layup. That's a home run. That's a lotto ticket. Like, be happy with that. I was trying to tell Paul about that because he seemed kind of. I feel really bad about Paul and like not being able to move and having to find a job. Because like Paul was saying, you know, nobody's hiring, and the people that are hiring at like $14 an hour and want 3 or 5 years experience and a college degree and all this other shit. And I was telling him, like, you know how to do shit that nobody else knows how to do. You're smarter than your boss. So here's what you do. You do 5 videos or 10 videos on my channel, do it showcasing all these very highly profitable repairs where we are billing $400 for repairs that you do in half an hour or 20 minutes sometimes that have a cost of like $5, I mean, not even, plus just your labor. Ask the place that, walk into a bunch of places that do what we do. After you walk into a bunch of places that do what we do, ask if they provide that service. And when they say no, say, well, that service costs $5 in parts. We charge $400. And my boss charged $400 every single day on a regular basis. Here's what you should offer that here. Hire me, and see what they say. Like, don't deal with the fact that a place has don't just rely on a job ad, because 99% of the time people don't even know what the fuck they need. That's the thing. So many jobs, like there's not even a job ad because they don't even know that they need that person at their company. Like with this, I don't know. Meeting Aaron. I don't think he's trying to bite off a lot of shit, and I appreciate a lot of what he's trying to do. It's a very cool business idea. I mean, it's a very cool idea on how to change the world. I believe in it. If I didn't believe in it, I probably wouldn't have put so much effort into all the right to repair shit and the tech talks on my channel and everything else that I have over the past 10 years. I believe in this mission. I just never actually had any money to do anything with it. I got in my car. I drove across the country. I had a basic meeting planned with him, and I said, I think here are all the things that I can do. Here are all the things I should offer. Here are all the things that I think here are all the things I think you could be doing that you're not. Pay me. Like, I'll do it for you. Let's do it together. There was no job ad for that. Yeah, I just kind of made it. So I hope that Paul has the I hope Paul gets the idea that it's not just having to start from scratch with his own business. I'd like to see him go to these places. This is my skill set. This is how much money you are missing out on by not having my skill set at your business. This is my proven track record. I work for a place that has the best reviews on Google Maps of any MacBook repair place in the country. No exaggeration. The best. Not only the best, but also the most. The most and the best. Go for it. See what happens. Yeah, self-employment sucks though, Catherine. Oh, I've been to Fogo de Chao many times. I love that place. That place is amazing. I mean, starting a business from scratch sucks, Catherine, because in the beginning you make no money. That's the problem. Like the first 2 or 3 months of the first month of this business, I think I made like $200 to $400. The second month, I made minus 1,500 because I broke something that I couldn't resell. The third month, I made I gotta look this up. I actually have this written down somewhere. It was like 300 or 400. The fourth month, I made like 500 or 600. The sixth month, I made. Sixth month, I made like probably about 1,200 to 1,400. Seventh month was like 2,000. But like in the beginning, you don't make jack shit. You make nothing. And that sucks. Whereas getting a job, you may not make as much as a business owner does, but you're just onboarded immediately. So if you get hired making 70 or 90K a year someplace, you're not dealing with that first several months where you don't get paid shit. I'm all for no more drunk Lewis. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate it. I'm gonna make myself accountable to other people with that. I'll make myself accountable to all of you. Paul will get a comfy job if he looks. Again, I strongly believe for what we do, I think that most repair shops are too dumb to even realize the money they're missing out on. I genuinely believe that. You know, one of the things I've said on this channel many times, my personal trainer reminds me of it, is like that, or that I've said is, I don't pay people decently because I'm a moral or a good person. I'm a piece of shit. You know, if any of you missed the memo, then, you know, I don't know. If you stick around long enough, you'll realize I'm a piece of shit. But the point is, it's because the person who's going to do the types of services that allow me to have 1,400 5-star reviews on Google Maps are not going to put in that level of effort if they get paid like $14 an hour. There's an actual utility to it. There is a capitalist, greedy utility to paying people above something better than shit. Beef fajitas, as tender as cotton candy, Mariano's. I may check that out. There's no water running in my house. No, there is. So somebody's. I would suggest you Google. And okay, speaking of Google reviews, while we're on the topic of Google reviews, take a look at the Google reviews for the following: Round Rock, Texas Water Company. Round Rock, Texas Water Company. I will leave it at that. I was actually very polite on the phone with the two people who picked up. One of them had an Australian accent. I thought maybe it was one of Paul Daniels' friends trolling me. But I was very, very kind, polite. Thank you, ma'am. Have a lovely morning. Blah, blah, blah. Because I realized that that it's either that or I get one of my employees to like manually pump water and bring it from a fucking nearby stream. So somebody has to be home all day. So that's what Steve is doing. He's waiting there all day to wait for the water man to come and turn on the water. And they show up anytime between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. like the cable guy. I hope that it's not like the normal cable guy where they show up and then they like you know the meme of the cable guy that like says he'll show up between 8 and 5 o'clock, arrives at 5:01 while you're in the shower, like knocks really silently twice and then runs away, like that meme. I hope it's not like that meme, because that's a bad meme. But I have a feel like something tells me that's going to be the meme. I also feel bad because I took a shit in the toilet that's by Steve's bedroom, and I took a piss in it later, and there's no water, so there's no way for Since there's no water, there's no way for that to be flushed. So Steve is gonna go to the bathroom this morning, in the toilet that's next to his bedroom, and there's gonna be a giant. Yo, I shouldn't be laughing at this. And there's gonna be a giant piece of shit staring at. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I haven't grown up yet. I do need to grow up, but I haven't grown up yet. Someday I will grow up. I'll work on it. Oh, you took the wrong exit, didn't you? That's okay. That's what you always do. That's what you always do. No big deal. No big deal. We're just going to do something that you probably should not be allowed to do under penalty of perjury. Luckily, nobody's going to say anything. Because you're all nice people. We don't have any narcs here, do we? Oh boy, this is probably not supposed to do that. But there's nobody there. So, I'm good. See how that works. Okay. And then it's just like nothing ever happened. Like, okay. There are cars over there, so wait a little bit over here. Got the little old yield sign. Shall I? I will wait for the light to change like a responsible adult. Or I won't. My car does 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. From. Okay. Why do I hear like a UFO noise? I hope you aren't reflecting poorly on drinking. You guys, everybody can do their own shit. I think I'm done. Yeah, but it's not even about humble beginnings and look where you go. That's not my point. My point is when you start a business, there's a really great payout, but in the beginning it sucks balls. So that's why a lot of people seek to get a job. Now, I was at the point in my life where like I could afford to be a degenerate. I was staying in a... What the fuck are you doing, meme car? You have to make a right turn in like a mile. Why are you going in the left lane? Why? Why? And why are you speeding, meme car? Stop that. Yo, meme. So Elon can't buy Twitter. He has to get his fucking cars to work properly first. Anyway. You're not even on Mad Max. What's wrong with you? Yeah, like I could afford... I lived like a degenerate when I started that business. I lived in a house that was filled with termites with the rent of $400 a month. And a landlord that like... It's New York City, you know, so like, it's not like they show up with a gun and say, get the fuck out if you're late on rent for 3 days. You could not pay rent for 6 months to a year and be fine. I'm not saying that was what I was doing, but I had a little bit of risk management tied into my situation. That tied into the risk management calculation of my situation, if you know what I mean. I mean, I completely understand it, Jim. Like, that makes sense. Like, you know, you have a job, and you have a skill set, and you have a choice to, like, why would you travel, like, you just bought a house, you're about to get married, your family lives down the street from you, your friends are all where you are, why would you change all this shit for a job? Now, don't get me wrong, if this was and here's the thing, I think this is the thing that people have to understand. I need to put this in context, because people think a little too highly of me than they do, and you really should think less of me when it comes to this stuff. Like, I pay better than surrounding repair shops. That does not mean that I pay well. Like, again, you break, I fix, $14 an hour. Some other parts of the country, it's like $10 an hour. And they have management positions there. I've seen management positions in New York City advertised at 17 an hour. That's shit. Now, I pay better than that. You know, the customer service person may make 22 to 26 an hour plus occasional bonuses. 26 for the one that's better at responding to shit, 22 for the one that's worse. They may pay a technician like 14 to 17 here. I'll have a technician that gets, 23 to 42 depending on experience with bonuses thrown in there. The median is like somewhere in the mid 30s. But that still sucks. Like, just because it's better than every other repair shop doesn't mean that it's good pay. Like, good pay in our currently inflated America, like, it starts at 6 figures. And there's only one person here that even makes that after bonuses. This is not a job that pays particularly well. People move across the country to work at Google. People move across the country to make $160,000 a year. They move across the country for, like, real chunks of change. People don't move across the country to make like 70 to 80,000 bucks a year. It's just not part of the equation. It's not something that people do. And it would be like, it's unreasonable for me to suggest that that's what people should do. That people should make their life and their financial decisions based on the prospects of making 60 to 90,000 bucks a year in a repair. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is. This is not a company that I can scale to a point where everybody's getting paid $250,000 a year. This is, at the end of the day, and what it should have always been, which I kind of forgot after that news piece came out from CBC, and I started to get delusions of grandeur. What this place has always been, and likely always will be, is a hole-in-the-wall repair shop. It is a hole-in-the-wall repair shop. And at the end of the day, even if you are one of the most successful hole-in-the-wall repair shops are going to pay what hole-in-the-wall repair shops pay for what it is that we do. Like, I can't, there are other times where you get to charge $400 and there's a $5 problem. But then there's also the no fix, no fee model where you have a bunch of shit that Paul spends 2 or 4 hours on, and I bill $0 for it, but Paul still gets his money. Now, granted, you could always charge a fee even if you don't fix it, but that really sends away a lot of business. That fucks up your scaling, and that keeps you small. There are businesses that do that, but none of them have, like, 12 employees. I mean, like, none of the businesses that, like, even, like, I'm not trying to shit on orthopedics, I'm not, because we had a rocky relationship in the beginning, but I've grown to respect him as a technician, and he's a good dude. I'm sorry that I've said shitty things about him in the past. Okay, I shouldn't say I'm sorry, but maybe I don't know. But my point there is, like, he is not aimed on scaling that place. Like, he's admitted, I cannot get technicians to do this shit fast enough. So that fee, the fee, regardless of whether something is fixable, that fee is not there just so that, what's the word? That fee is not there because it's like, that's going to help us scale our business. That fee is there because he has so much business and, like, literally one technician, or that I understand, maybe like 1 or 2 people, that he needs to artificially limit business so that he does not drown. My model is something that allows me to not lose business for no reason, which I like, which is nice. But then my point at the end of the day is you can't really scale this type of thing into something that I can't give people a path to making $250,000 a year. And if you're asking people to move across the country, then it's just not fair to do that and, like, say, I can't believe they wouldn't do that if I can't afford to pay them something that actually makes that worthwhile. Hopefully that makes sense. Emily, I hope that you pass your classes. I hope you do very, very well. I look forward to the day that you become a nurse. If I do a meetup in New York City at some point for my business leaving party, you are invited and welcome to come by. Unless you've left first. I'll probably have my business out of there at the end of January of 2023. Mariana also invented the frozen margarita machine. You're really trying to sell me on this place. Florida, you can only get football. I don't know what football is. What's football? I got to put the FAQ in the, I'm going to start putting the FAQ in there, but more importantly, I got to start putting the no acronyms rule in my video descriptions. No acronyms. And PP bus is not an acronym. When they say PP bus G3 hot. G3 hot is a state. And the PP bus is something that you ride. Ah, Texas. Thank you, Texas. Thank you, Texas. Let's see. Let's get a DMC icon. Let's get ourselves a nice DMC icon. There it is, looking on. There, boom. It doesn't have enough stored for one flush, Aaron. Trust me, I tried. DF says, where is Erica? Erica is in Hawaii. I broke up with her 8 months ago. Well, probably a stupid thing to do, but I'm not a smart guy. Let's see. Taco Deli bowl. $12 if you add steak to it. I'll take that. That sounds good. I have an orange juice too. I'm gonna treat myself to an orange juice.
Throw another 5 on there.
Holy. 52. Hello. Can I get a Louis? Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get a Taco Deli bowl with a sirloin?
I don't think we have. It'll be like 15-20 minutes before we start lunch. Do you mind waiting that long?
Yeah, but what can I get sooner? What do you got?
We have our price tacos right down there.
Okay, so I'll take beef. Hey, can I have the Akashi picadillo and eggs?
Yeah. On flour, corn.
Coin.
Just one taco?
Let's see. What would get you to around like 500 or 600 calories, approximately? 3, 4, 5?
I'd say 2 tacos generally. They're all about like 250 calories.
I'll take about 4. I'll probably regret that later. You should never order while
4
hungry.
akaushis? 4 akaushis?
Yeah. Also, is there a way for you to take tip on credit card or no?
Yes, yeah. I
Okay.
put it on the side.
Okay, beautiful.
Is this for here or to go?
It's for here.
1710. And would you like to put a dollar amount or a percent?
Just say $10.
$10? Wow, thank you. We really appreciate it.
No worries. You charge me the orange juice, that's right?
I forgot, but you're good.
You sure?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay. Okay.
You're all set.
All right, you have a lovely day, man.
You too.
Man, I'm far behind in this. How's road construction? Not bad, not bad. I'm gonna scroll back through all the shit that I missed. Hello, Mr. Knight. Have a hangover? Nope. I've gone over it many times on this channel. The way you avoid a hangover is very simple. Eat a steak before drinking. Drink water throughout the evening. Do steady state cardio while drinking water after you're done with your drinking for half an hour. No hangover. No headache whatsoever. I had a lot of 80 to 100 proof liquor last night and 0 hangover. Some regrets. Regret, yes. Hangover, no. Definitely regret. You go to the beginning of the stream, about 4 or 5 minutes in, I begin my monologue on the end of alcohol for me. Ooh, orange. That's true, dog. That's unfortunate. Open carry is illegal under most scenarios in Austin. Yeah, you can't. I mean, technically you could, but like getting into a bar, they check you before you enter any bar. They check you before you enter a lot of restaurants. It's not just the sign is there; they'll stop you from entering. Feeling salty today. I'm sorry to hear that, KS referee. I hope your day gets better, man. Hope your day gets better. Open carry is for LARPers. Another acronym. Damn you people and your fucking acronyms. Right, they ask too much for a job. Who's there? Can I play with cats at the office if I bring greenies? I don't know you, so I don't know if I should say yes or no to that. Usually it's on a case-by-case basis, depending on whether somebody's a creep, but I really appreciate it. God bless you for the $2. Hopefully you'll understand that that is a case-by-case basis, and we determine it based on whether somebody seems like a creep. And unfortunately, I don't have enough information to be able to evaluate you. And, maybe if someone's desperate, person will move. Didn't you branch out to data recovery? Yes, I did. But like, again, the only people that make that, like Steve does data recovery, Chris does data recovery, and that's it. So like, that means that out of 12 employees, I have 2 jobs, and even those jobs, like, we don't charge what DriveSavers does, you know? If we charge what DriveSavers charge for data recovery, then I would be able to pay people like $250K a year. We do not charge DriveSavers rates. Not even close to it. So, but like those are the 2 upper end jobs at the store. Like I would say Steve and Chris are the more upper end. But that's like 2 jobs out of 10. But at the same time, yeah, those are the 2 first people that I asked to come with me. Like, you know, because they're the most valuable. That's something I probably shouldn't say. I don't know. It's really. I guess maybe I should. You know, I have a video on this from 8 years ago. You know, like things. Life is not fair. You know, the 2 people. Like, and here's the thing with Steve and Chris. They learned how to. They learned how to do this shit on their own. Steve was watching the person that I had 5 years ago that was supposed to do data recovery, and Steve was the customer service person. And Steve got so pissed off at having to make excuses for him because like there were so many things. It's like, yo, you've been working on this for 4 months and you have no notes. Here, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, this looks amazing. I'm gonna get some sauce. Excuse me. Anyway, he got so pissed off at them being full of shit all the time. He got so pissed off at them being full of shit all the time that what he did was he walked over to the bench and started experimenting to do this shit himself. And he actually learned how to do it himself. Like, it wasn't even the money or his boss that was driving. It was just, I'm sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of hearing somebody tell me why this is impossible or why this can't be done. Those people always succeed in life, wherever they go. Yeah. That's some spicy sauce. Scaling is damn scary. It really is. Excuse me. Oh, that was some good that was some good hot sauce. Holy shit, that was good. Jim Allen, you refused to move at 170K. Damn. I guess it was, oh, your wife refused to move. Okay, never mind. She was moving to New Jersey. Yeah, where were you having to move from, Jim Allen? I honestly don't blame your wife for not wanting to go to Jersey. Why'd you park so far? Because I was charging my car. Also didn't know where I'm going. I didn't know where I was going to eat food. $10 is a big tip. No, it's not. It's fine. These people get paid shit. Least I can do is make their life a little less miserable. It's not like $100 is a big tip. $10 is not a big tip. I inherited 2 cats from my girlfriend's parents, and I introduced them to greenies. Lewis, we just lost $50. Oh shit! Here. Tips are so cringy. People who say cringy and are usually cringy. Especially people who misspell it. I'm gonna get some lighter sauce. This carrot habanero is killing me. It's good hot sauce. I'm just not I think I've become a bit of a sissy with it. I'll get some salsa verde instead. Was she hot? But here's the thing. This is an important thing to understand. Very important thing to understand. You should give a higher tip to people who are unattractive. Here's why. Who do you think has an easier ride through life? Who do you think has a better chance of getting hired when they're not really qualified? Who do you think has a better chance of getting a promotion? Who do you think men simp for more? Let's just be real. The people that are going to get more money throughout the course of their life tend to be the people that are more attractive. When was the last time we had a president in the United States that was 5'6"? Like really? You know? So you shouldn't base your tip on whether they're hot. If anything, it should be actually, no, I take that back. You should, but sometimes it should be inversely correlated. I'm not saying you should take money away from cute waitresses, but rather you should give a little bit more if somebody's ugly, and particularly if they give you good service and they answer your questions, because nobody else is probably doing it. I call this the law of inverse simping.
Would you say for the walking, the hand hanging down, and for fishing? Okay.
What about balls with funnels? I don't know what you mean. It's not about the facilities in the tools water world. It's about the hundreds of hours you have to spend to get good at it that you can't monetize. And you are spending hundreds of hours that you cannot monetize to get good at data recovery. Like, nobody wants to hear that. But, you know, they say, why should I have to pay for you to learn? It's like, because you want me to fucking do the job, bro. You either pay the entire way or pay at the time of service. One is less unreasonable than the other. You can't tell somebody before they need data recovery, pay me a low fee every day so I can learn how to do this for you for when you eventually need it. You charge them the entire amount up front at the time of service. Which seems like blackmail, but it's not. It's just... Where is he reading comments from? I'm not reading them. They appear in my head because I'm crazy. I didn't, Emily, because over the past year and a half, I've not been in the position to give people raises. But I fucked myself by hiring too many people and paying too much rent. But I'm fixing that now. How's the hangover? I have zero hangover. Rewind the video. At some point, there'll be a monologue on how to avoid ever having a hangover again for the rest of your life. I don't think you understand how bad the heat is here in Texas. I've lived here for years and I'm actively looking to move northeast, either Kentucky or West Virginia. No, I do. Honestly, I'll deal with a hot summer. If I get my car tinted, I'll be fine with a hot summer. It's the seasonal affective disorder winter that fucks me up. I get really bad seasonal affective disorder. I can't be in a place like that for the winter. They affirmative pill. It's just true. Like, let's be honest here. Like, how often do ugly waitresses get giant tips? Like, that never fucking happens, regardless of whether they give amazing service. You know what I'm saying is fucking true. You know there's a bunch of men out there that will simp and give a high tip because somebody's hot. Silas. That's an acronym I can get behind. Silas. Service Industry Law of Inverse Simping. Service Industry Law of Inverse Simping. You know they have PICOS? PICOS is some like cost management system or cost optimization for the fuck for supply chains. You have PICOS for supply chains, you have this for simping. law of inverse simping. Multiply your tip by the inverseness of attractiveness. And again, to be clear, the service industry law of inverse simping is not about punishing people for being attractive. You give the same tip as you would for somebody who's attractive. However, if they have gone above and beyond and they're not good looking, apply more money to the tip based on the unattractiveness. It'll also teach you like eventually at some point it'll kind of condition you to look for the right qualities in women that you are dating. Like one of the things that I try to do with dating is I try to look for people that I think that would want the mother of my kid would choose. Like would my future child, if she was born, choose this woman as her mother if she had a choice of like 10 or 20 or 50 different women? Where did I put my headphones? Where are my headphones? Okay, here we go. I left them on the seat. Hello. Again, just to make sure the rule is understood, Chaos Referee, you are still tipping based on the quality of the service. What I'm suggesting is that you apply a bonus to what you would typically give based on not the attractiveness, but the unattractiveness of the waitstaff. Now, another thing to understand and be clear on, this has nothing to do with hygiene. If the person is dirty or smells really, really bad, that's a choice. You can do something about that. You can't really do much about your looks. Paul asked 250 people watching Lewis eat. Yes. I washed my face. GTFO. Okay. I had too many carbs. That was a corn tortilla and orange juice is like 56 carbs. Ew. Oh well. I have some energy for today. I can tell myself I have some energy for today. Oh, fuck me. What are you guys doing? I'm not against tipping. I'm against it when you're paying the employee like $1 an hour. Like the idea that people that provide better service should get more money than the people that provide shit service, I'm cool with that. I just don't like when I'm expected to pay your employee salary because you don't. Like if I have to pay your employee salary because you don't, then the price of your services should reflect that by being massively cheaper. But usually they're not. Like they'll still want $17 for 3 tacos. 3 very mediocre tacos, need I say. And I have to pay your fucking kitchen staff because you don't. Which is kind of lame. That's bullshitty. You spent 11, you should tip 10. Are you out of your mind, meme car? Okay, you know what? You don't get to drive anymore, you piece of shit. You don't get to drive anymore. Meme car literally trying to turn onto the shoulder of the road. No. What the yeah. Elon, if you're listening to this, if you're out there anywhere, stop trying to buy shitty social media networks and focus on fixing your fucking car. Oh my god. Little meme. This piece of piece of trash meme. What is... I don't think you need Mythbusters to demonstrate that attractive people get higher tips. The other weird thing about it is essentially if you're tipping based on attractiveness, which you probably are, let's be real. If you're tipping based on attractiveness, then that encourages the waitress to be more attractive. If the waitress dresses more attractive, eventually it's going to cross over into a point where it is interpreted by incels as provocative. And then they're going to start hitting on the waitress. And then you just encourage this whole horrible system where like waitresses have to flirt with you and pretend that they find you attractive when they don't, so that they get a better tip. And then it creates this whole weird, awkward situation where there's this perverse incentive structure to flirt with you in order to get a bigger tip when they don't really like you, which then may confuse you into believing that you could ask out the wait. It's fucking horrible. It's like tip based on unattractiveness, not attractiveness, and you solve this problem altogether. Not only does Silos increase revenue for quality people that do a good job that otherwise would not be getting that revenue, but Silos also decreases harassment in the workplace. Silos. Service industry. Actually, I forgot what my own acronym was. Well, what did that stand for? Service industry. Okay. Fuck, I forgot my own acronym. Silas. But what did it stand for? I forget the L. Service industry. Okay, if anybody could remind me what my own acronym was, because that was good. I'm going to use that in the future. Good rant right there. I've never heard of the New Forward Political Party. PICO's with supply chain management, and I forget my acronym. Oh boy. Okay. Salt Lake Barbecue. Oh man, thank you so much. It's way too generous. $20. That's more than I deserve, but thank you. So I got a message from one of my favorite moderators, Carrie, that she got me a little stand for my phone. The problem is I don't know which of the 3 or 5 addresses that she sent it to. It says I got a gift and I really appreciate it. I have no idea where it is. Is it in my New York home, my New Hampshire home, my New York business, or my Texas business, or my Texas home? There's so many different places that I'm gonna have to knock on the neighbors' doors and say, did you get Carrie's gift? I get it, there's a genetic lottery when it comes to intelligence, but there's basic shit. Like even if your IQ is 85, you should be able to know if somebody comes in every fucking day and you ask for the exact same order, that instead of asking them for every single thing, you look at them and you go, the usual? And then you go, yeah, same as always. And then after you have that little conversation, you make them what they get 3 times a day for the past 2 years, and then you get a nice tip for it. That's what I noticed at the burrito place. The woman that did that went on to some 6-figure job as an executive assistant. And the person that every fucking day had to ask me what I wanted, and then I would always have to clarify every time, no sour cream, even though I ate that 3 times a day for 4 years. She was still there until they went out of business, making minimum wage. I could be, again, I could be taking this for granted. I don't think that you need a lot of intelligence to do that. Oh my God. Okay. Where are we going with this? What does this do? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Hello, Austin, Texas. God, it's hot. This weather is a fucking scorcher. Okay. Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Elon. Service industry law of inverse simping. Silence! Yes, thank you. Service industry law of inverse simping. I'm patenting that. Ten, 9, 8, 7. Run! No! Left turn. Wait a sec. Servicing Irons. What did you just do? Oh, you went all the way around the roundabout instead of just making a right. That's adorable. That was funny. That was funny. Yo. Okay. You get here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to hack this controller and up the integral gain. This is bullshit. Look at this. Look at this. This doesn't, like, holy fuck, go faster. Go faster. This is that thing is moving at like the speed of a Andrew Cuomo e-bike regulation. Give me faster. Let's get some shade over here. Carrie, which one was that? I gotta find it. Email me later, Carrie. Email me it so I can look it up. Lewis@rossmangroup.com. Okay. Yeah, I also chose winter and -14. Demolition Ranch. You know, once I get set up, I think it will be fun. Oh, okay, cool. I gotta find. It's probably at the symphony orchestra then. They always wind up getting the mail. Eric. A comment on my IQ that spelled my name with EW. That's funny. Where is the simp capital? I'm not sure. Okay, that's about it. We end the stream here on a good note. We had a good conversation on drinking. We talked about drinking, not drinking anymore and why. Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. Service industry law of inverse simping, which I strongly stand behind that. Unattractive cashiers should not be super excited to get $10 tips. Should be a bit more of a norm. Anyway, I'll see you all. Lovely day, everybody. Hope you have a lovely day, lovely evening. And no more drunk streaming for me. No more drunk streaming for me. Bye.